In February of 1959, on the slopes of a mountain in the Ural Range, later named Dyatlov Pass after the group's leader, a haunting mystery unfolded that has gripped the world's imagination ever since. A group of hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute embarked on a winter expedition that promised adventure and the attainment of the highest level of hiking certification. Led by Igor Dyatlov, the team of 10 was composed of young, enthusiastic students and graduates, all seasoned hikers, aiming to traverse the northern Urals and reach Ural Mountain. Their journey, filled with aspirations and camaraderie, turned tragic when all but one of them lost their lives under circumstances that remain baffling to this day. The incident, known as the Dyatlov Pass Incident, is characterized by strange and unexplained elements. The hiker's tent was found torn open from the inside. Their bodies were discovered at varying distances from the campsite, some with severe and unexplained injuries, and others with signs of hypothermia. Despite numerous investigations and theories ranging from avalanches to military experiments and even paranormal activity, the cause of the hiker's death remains a mystery. This story, a blend of human ambition against the backdrop of nature's unforgiving power, continues to be the subject of fascination, speculation, and sorrow, embodying one of the 21st century's most enduring mysteries. The team members were not only united by their quest for adventure, but also by their desire to achieve the prestigious Grade 3 hiking certification offered by the Institute, a recognition that marked the highest level of proficiency in the sport and would allow them to lead their own expeditions. Each member brought a unique set of skills and backgrounds to the group, ranging from engineering and physics to a deep knowledge of the wilderness. Their journey began with high spirits and enthusiasm as they set out in the wilderness, loaded with equipment and supplies, ready to face the challenges of the harsh Russian winter. Together, they represented a microcosm of youth, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of achievement against the backdrop of the unforgiving beauty of the Ural Mountains. The early phase of the expedition saw the group departing from Sverdlovsk, filled with anticipation for the adventure ahead. Their journey began with a train ride to Ivdel, a trip that spanned over 200 miles northward, marking the start of their venture into the remote wilderness. Upon arriving in Ivdel, they transitioned to a truck that took them further into the northern reaches, to Vizhai, which served as the last inhabited settlement before the vast expanse of the Ural Mountains. Throughout this initial journey, the group engaged with locals, sharing moments of camaraderie and cultural exchange, showcasing their enthusiasm and openness to the world around them. It was during this early part of the expedition that Yuri Yudin, one of the 10 original members, encountered health issues that forced him to make a difficult decision. Plagued by rheumatism and other health concerns, Yudin realized that continuing with the group would jeopardize both his well-being and the expedition's goals. With a heavy heart, he made the choice to turn back, leaving the rest of the group to proceed without him. This departure was a moment for both Yudin and his companions as they bid farewell, unaware of the tragedy that would soon befall the remaining 9 members. Yudin's early return home left him as the sole survivor of the expedition, a twist of fate that would haunt him and color the legacy of the journey for years to come. After Yuri Yudin's departure, the remaining 9 members of the expedition continued their journey into the heart of the Ural Mountains. Their path took them deep into the wilderness, a landscape blanketed in snow and marked by the stark beauty of winter. With determination, they followed a route that would lead them towards their destination, Ural Mountain. Along the way, they meticulously documented their progress, capturing moments in photographs and diary entries, which later became invaluable records to their fateful journey. The group was well prepared, navigating through challenging terrain with the expertise and confidence born from their training and experience. As they pressed on, the weather began to worsen, presenting the hikers with new challenges. Despite the deteriorating conditions, the group made the decision to camp on the slope of Kholat Skal, a decision that has been scrutinized and debated by investigators and researchers in the years following the incident. This slope, which translates to Dead Mountain in the local Mansi language, offered a desolate yet compelling backdrop for their campsite. This choice to camp on the open slope rather than seek shelter in the nearby forested areas has puzzled many, suggesting that Dyatlov and his team might have reasons for doing so, possibly related to the expedition's goals or the unique challenges they sought to overcome. The establishment of their campsite on the eve of their disappearance was marked by routine preparations, setting up the tent, securing it against the elements, and settling in for the night. Unbeknownst to them, this camp would become the center of a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. The decision to camp there, in the face of worsening weather, reflects the group's adventurous spirit, but also foreshadows the tragic events that were soon to unfold. On the night of the incident, the group had settled into their tent on the slopes. They had seemingly prepared for a typical night in the wilderness. They had dinner together and worked on a mock newspaper they titled The Evening Autorten, a playful tradition of theirs that combined humor with updates on their expedition. This activity, captured in diary entries and photographs, depicted a group in good spirits, unaware of the horror that the night would bring. Sometime during the night, something triggered a sudden and frantic departure from their tent. The exact cause remains unknown, but evidence suggests that it was urgent, forcing them to cut their way out from the inside, leaving behind footwear, clothing, and essential equipment. In temperatures plummeting to around minus 30 degrees Celsius or minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit, they fled into the darkness, inadequately dressed for the severe cold. This desperate act hinted at an overwhelming threat or panic that prioritized immediate escape over survival against the elements. The search for the missing hikers began after they failed to return as scheduled, leading to the discovery of their abandoned campsite on February 26th by a search and rescue team. The scene that greeted the searchers was perplexing. The tent, partially collapsed and covered with a thin layer of snow, bore a large slash from the inside. Around it, scattered belongings and shoes painted a picture of a hasty departure. Further investigation revealed tracks leading away from the tent towards a nearby forest, suggesting that the group had descended the slope in a state of disarray. Initial findings of the investigation only deepened the mystery. The tent contained food supplies, indicating that the group had not planned to abandon it for long. Moreover, the orderly arrangement inside contrasted sharply with the chaotic escape, suggesting that the threat had been sudden and overwhelming. The discovery of the tent and the initial tracks laid the foundation for a mystery that has endured for decades, with the searchers' findings posing more questions than answers about the events leading up to that fateful night. The search for the missing hikers intensified in the days following the discovery of the abandoned tent, eventually leading to a series of grim and baffling findings. The first two bodies, those of Yuri Doroshenko and Georgy Krivoshenko, were discovered near the edge of the forest, dressed only in underwear, by a tree where they had seemingly attempted to start a fire. The tree branches above were broken, indicating an attempt to climb or look back towards the tent. Not far from them, three more bodies, Dyatlov, Zenaida Kolmogrova, and Rustem Slobodin, were found in intervals that suggested they were trying to return to the tent. Slobodin had a small fracture in his skull, but it was deemed not fatal, and hypothermia was concluded to be the cause of death for all five. The last four hikers were discovered in May in a ravine farther into the woods, which compounded the mystery. These bodies were better dressed, indicating they had taken clothes from those who had died first. Nikolai Thibault Brignoles had significant skull damage, and both Ludmila Dubina and Semyon Zolotarov had severe chest fractures, injuries too forceful to have been caused by a human being, according to the official autopsy report. Dubina was also missing her tongue, eyes, and part of her lips, a detail that has fueled much speculation. The injuries were perplexing, as there were no external trauma visible, only internal. Furthermore, some of the clothing on the bodies was found to be radioactive. Over the years, numerous theories have been proposed to explain the deaths of the Dyatlov group. Some suggest an avalanche forced them from their tent, though the tent's location and condition, along with the group's experienced members, have led many to question this theory. Others have speculated about military involvement, possibly a secret weapons test gone awry, with the group accidentally witnessing something they shouldn't have. This theory is partially supported by reports of orange spheres in the sky by other hikers in the area at the time, which could indicate military or other activities. Indigenous peoples' involvement was considered and quickly dismissed due to the lack of evidence of any other footprints at the site. A more supernatural explanation was that of a Yeti attack. This is based on a bizarre photograph taken by one of the hikers that was found on a camera. Also, the unexplained nature of the injuries and the fact that some hikers fled the safety of their tent into the deadly conditions support this theory. Another theory was that of infrasound-induced panic caused by wind patterns. This suggested a cause for their irrational behavior, leading them to flee into the night. Despite the numerous investigations and theories, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains unsolved, with each explanation leaving unanswered questions. The combination of mysterious injuries, lack of external trauma, and strange circumstances surrounding the tent and bodies have kept the incident in the realm of the unexplained, a tragic story that continues to fascinate and horrify those who stumble upon it. The investigation into the incident has spawned a multitude of theories over the years, each attempting to make sense of the bewildering evidence and the tragic outcome. Initially, the Soviet authorities focused on natural causes, notably an avalanche, theorizing that the hikers had been forced to cut their way out of the tent to escape. However, critics of this theory point to the lack of significant avalanche debris at the site and the experienced hikers' questionable decision to camp on a slope known for its stability. Additionally, the orderly arrangement inside the tent and the location of the bodies, some of which were found up to a mile away, complicate this explanation. Military involvement has been another persistent theory, suggesting that the group might have stumbled upon a secret weapons test, possibly involving parachute mines or radiological experiments. This is partially supported by reports of orange spheres in the sky by other hikers in the area and the discovery of radioactivity on some of the clothing. However, the absence of concrete evidence, such as shrapnel or military documents, and the open discussion of the case in the Soviet times, albeit delayed, challenge the credibility of this explanation. The possibility of an attack by indigenous Mansi people was considered, given the group's location on a mountain considered to be sacred. Yet, the investigation quickly ruled this out due to lack of external injuries consistent with an attack and the peaceful relations between the hikers and the local tribes. Internal conflict among the group members has also been speculated, possibly driven by stress or romantic entanglements. However, the diaries and photographs from the expedition depict a cohesive and friendly group, making this theory unlikely. Furthermore, the severity of the injuries found on some of the bodies could not easily be attributed to human conflict. Explanations, such as Yeti attacks or extraterrestrial encounters, have been fueled by the bizarre circumstances surrounding the deaths, including the unexplained injuries and the radiological findings. While these theories capture the imagination, they lack empirical support and are generally dismissed by the scientific community. A more recent theory suggests that a phenomenon known as infrasound, caused by wind patterns around the mountain, could have induced panic attacks in the hikers, compelling them to flee the tent in a state of irrational fear. This theory attempts to account for the seemingly inexplicable behavior of the group, but like the others, it cannot fully explain all the evidence, such as the precise nature of the injuries and the subsequent actions of the hikers. The Dyatlov Pass incident has left a lasting mark on not only the families of the victims, but also the collective imagination of the world. For the families, the tragedy was a devastating loss compounded by a lack of closure. The absence of a conclusive explanation for the deaths of their loved ones has meant that the wound of loss has never fully healed, remaining open as speculation continues and the mystery deepens with each passing year. In popular culture, the Dyatlov Pass Incident has evolved into a phenomenon that transcends its tragic origins, captivating the curiosity of millions around the globe. It has inspired books, films, documentaries, and countless discussions, each iteration attempting to unravel the mystery or explore the vast facets of human psychology and survival under extreme conditions. The story's unresolved nature adds to its allure, inviting amateur sleuths, conspiracy theorists, and scientific minds alike to ponder the possibilities and propose new theories. The ongoing fascination with the Dyatlov Pass is a testament to the enduring appeal of mysteries and the human desire to seek answers to the unexplained. It serves as a somber reminder of the limits of our understanding and the perpetual quest for knowledge in the face of the unknown. As the years turn into decades, the incident remains a topic of intrigue and speculation, its mysteries locked in the silent snows of the Ural Mountains, perhaps forever out of reach. This incident stands not only as a tragic event in history, but also as a symbol of the insatiable human quest for truth, reminding us of the complexities of our world and the mysteries that still lie waiting to be uncovered. The Dyatlov Pass Incident is a story that has puzzled and intrigued us for decades. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through one of history's most perplexing enigmas. Your curiosity and engagement are what make this community so special, and we're thrilled to have you part of it. If you found yourself captivated by the twists and turns of this incident, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with fellow mystery enthusiasts. Also, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new and upcoming content. It's your support that helps us uncover and share these fascinating stories. And, of course, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the unknown. Your engagement is what keeps our community growing and thriving. For those of you who really enjoyed this video and want to go an extra mile in supporting the quest for mystery, consider leaving a super comment down below. Not only does this show your incredible support for the channel, but it also gives us valuable feedback on what mysteries you'd like us to explore next. Again, thank you for watching the entire video and for being an integral part of the community. Your enthusiasm for unraveling the mysteries of our world is what inspires us to keep seeking the truth, no matter how elusive it may be. Until next time, keep the curiosity alive, and remember, some mysteries remain unsolved, but the pursuit of answers is a journey always worth taking.